Welcome back, YouTube. General Soul back with Lunar Silver Star Story Remastered. And now that we've completed Damon's Spire, we can now return to Reza, become full-fledged members of the Thieves Guild, and get our white dragon wings back. So as soon as you're back in town, go back to the inn, heal if necessary, and we'll have a scene, and we will be allowed into the Thieves Bazaar, which is behind the bar here. We will be able to get some new equipment, and we will also be able to finally get our white dragon wings back and be able to teleport to towns, which is going to be very useful, seeing as we now have the ability to open all 14 red chests that we have seen throughout our adventure. You do not need to talk to this girl, but she is about to have a major part in the story, so her name is Lily. The guy in the top right corner is the guy who stole our dragon wings. We will talk to him after we have talked to everyone else. This guy is a armor shop, so we can get some new armor. Yeah, we've been getting new armor quite consistent here, so nothing good for Alex or Kyle, but we do get new equipment for our mages. So we'll give that to Mia. The shield is useless. We'll give these to the girls. And that is useless. So after we talk to everybody else, we'll talk to the guy in the top right corner, get our dragon wings back, and then he will become a weapon shop for us as well. Alright, we have our dragon wings back, so we talk to him again. He will sell us some weapons. So let's see what we've got here. He also gives us a bar of soap. We need one more bar of soap for when we find the female hot springs, so that we can get the scenes for the platinum. But yeah, talk to this guy again. He is now a weapon shop. And he's got some pretty good stuff here that we want to get. So we have this weapon here, which is good for Alex. A little bit of a boost there. This is good for Jessica. This is going to kind of ruin us when we go through the Mariod Woods again, since those enemies resist magic, because now Jessica and Alex's weapons do magic damage, which means they resist our attacks. But we have leveled up enough that it's not that big of a deal. Go ahead and sell our old gear here. We don't need them anymore. Can't sell the dragon wings, so don't worry about that. And thankfully, since that's there, we won't accidentally sell a bromide either. Alright, so we are done here. We can go ahead and leave. We cannot use the dragon wings when we are inside of a building or inside of a dungeon. We can do it inside of town, not in a building, and we can do it in the world map. But when we come back down, Royce! So that was required to start us along to the next storyline so that we can actually make it finally to the Red Dragon Cave. So, yeah, so he's got some blueprints. He mentioned blueprints earlier that he couldn't understand. So this will give us the means to get to the Red Dragon Cave. We just got to go to Iluk and find the right person to talk to make whatever these blueprints make, which I think we spoke to him when we went to Iluk a couple of videos ago. But now we are going to go back to previously explored areas to get all of the red chests. That will get us a trophy. So first off, we're going to get them in the order that we saw them. So return to Berg. Once in Berg, go to Ramus's room in the upstairs portion of his house. This was the first red chest we ever saw, and probably the most useless one, because inside is a garbage can lid. Easily the worst thing that we can get out of this. I'm not going to sell it, though, because I think there is something to having that, so unless I say so later, hold on to that. Now, if you remember, our second one was here in the Weird Woods, right where we met Lakey. There's this red chest right here that contains a wrath ring. I'm going to put that on Alex to increase his strength, so we'll move the flame ring over to Mia so that she resists all elements. That'll help us out there. Now, our next chest was in, what was the name of that town? Safe, where we will be going to next. Now, again, you cannot use the dragon wings inside of a dungeon, which this is considered a dungeon. So we need to get out of this place to use the dragon wings, which if I just go this way and kill these last two enemies, I can just walk to safe. So we're going to do that, and I'll beat you in safe. All right, this very southwest house. We want to go upstairs, and there is a red chest right there. This one contains a protection ring. I believe I put this one on Jessica, I think. So it increases defense, so I looked around to see who could use the boost. I think I did end up giving it to Jessica, I think. Or did I give it to Nash? I can't remember. And here we're at the old hag's house in the old hag wood. We get a silver light, which is a stronger starlight. And don't use those willy-nilly. Hold on to those. You don't get too many. So now we are in Maribia. So once in Maribia, go to the southwest of these three houses. Go into the middle house. And go into the back right room for a chest that contains 2,000 silver. Now from here, go to where we fought Mel and where he got turned to stone. You remember there was a guard here keeping us from going into the sewers. We can now enter here now. The enemies are exactly the same as when we were chasing Dross, so these should be no challenge whatsoever. If you can avoid them, feel free. I just went ahead and got them out of the way because they're there. And I didn't even have to use any magic or skills. I just flat out attacked and they never got a turn. So much, much easier now that we are so much higher level. But just follow this path here. That's all the enemies. And here is this area. We get a starlight here. We get a fortune ring here. And that improves luck. I believe I gave that to Kyle. Nash has the lowest luck, but I believe I gave it to Kyle for right now because he really doesn't have anything else that I wanted to give him at the moment. If we get another heal ring and wraith ring, which we will, I'll be giving those to Kyle. But here's our chest that got a starlight. So we are done with Maribia. We are now at Vane, and I honestly didn't point this one out because I didn't see it. But if you come over here towards the Althena Shrine, there's a chest right here that has a Devil's Pendant. Devil's Pendant, if I'm remembering correctly, just increases defense and magic endurance. I can't remember. I think I gave that to Jessica. Yeah, I did. Okay. So from there, we want to go back to the training Cave of Trials. If you remember, there was a chest in there. This is also a good opportunity if you did not defeat a Chiro when you first went through here to defeat one now for that trophy. There is our second bar of soap, or our fourth bar of soap. So we are now prepared for when we find the female hot springs. From there, go back to Lan. There is this chest just behind this building here as soon as you appear. Contains a silver light. Now go to Nanza. Inside Nanza, you want to go downstairs to the main quarters, like so. Go down these stairs, go all the way south to the room with all the beds. This one right here. You see the chest in the bottom left. That contains a crystal pendant. Crystal pendant, if I remember. I think that's an item I gave to Nash, if I recall. Let's see. Yeah, it gives you defense and wisdom. So I gave that to Nash. The choice was between me or Nash. Nash needed it more, so I gave it to Nash. We took the angel ring off of him for now. Now, from here, we want to go ahead and leave and go back to Reza. I'm sorry, the South Mountain Pass. There was this chest here that contains a silver light. Now we want to go back to Reza. We could have gotten this chest before we went to Berg, but I wanted to get them in the order that we saw them. So leave the mountain pass and go to Reza. Go in through the center part of town. And right about here, we can go around here for a chest here in the side for another silver light. And we're almost done. 2 more chests. So go back to the Mariod Woods, and you remember this chest behind this tree. It's a fortune ring. We're getting to a point where I have too many items. I don't think I used that one. So I'm kind of like, I could give 2 to Kyle, but I didn't. I'm looking to see if there's anyone else that I want to give 1 to. There's not. So now we want to go to Mariod. And from here, we want to go all the way south and to the left. The south leftmost house in town. And need this little girl to get the fuck out of the way. Move, move, move. And you can see it behind the house. This is the final chest. We get a silver light and a trophy. I'm going to end the video here. We're going to go to Eluk tomorrow, our next video. If you're enjoying the walkthrough, drop a like. Feel free to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next video.